going on, guys? It is your boy Seso, bringing you guys a cool little Photoshop tutorial here today, bringing you guys a cool little overlay tutorial here today, and I think this is a really freaking cool one. I'm very excited for this one. Every 3 months or so, I always try to like give you guys updates on things, like certain things like thumbnails or overlays and stuff. So today is going to be the overlay update, and it's going to be pretty cool. I really like the way it came out, and like for me, it's just like something I've been seeing this a lot lately. If I watch streams or whatnot, gaming streams or whatever they're doing, and I see a lot of people with camera overlays or whatever, or overlays, period, like video overlays, and they don't really have like the top bar anymore. I see a lot of overlays with just like the webcam and then just the social media in the bottom with a cool little like a little box like this. So I thought, why not give my own little rendition of it? I don't know, I got the idea honestly from if you like know RAM or whatever, like of course like video RAM for computers and stuff. It's pretty funny because that's how I got this. It's like Vengeance RAM. It's actually called High Profile, but whatever. That's besides the point. I'm just showing you guys, or telling you guys where I got the idea from. Anyway. So yeah, I'm going to teach you guys how to do something like this today. And of course, guys, 200 likes on the video equals a secret down below, which most likely going to be the PSD of this video here, which basically is a cool little template for you guys. If you want to use it and you want to go over on your own, just all you got to do is hit 200 likes and it's all yours. All right, cool. So by the way, how many of you guys did start school? I started school on Tuesday, and my classes are going to be, it's going to be one of those semesters. Anyway, so cool. Only thing you really need, of course, is, oh, by the way, remind you guys really quick, I'm gonna be using the Twitter template or Twitter dimensions for this little video and such. But when you're doing it on your own, I believe that you should always have your document when you're doing an overlay on 1980 by 1080, just like so. Your resolution at 200, and this is what you should have your overlay. What you're creating your overlay in. I just like to do it in this. For some reason, I really love the way, I guess, the presentation of the Twitter header dimension looks when I'm doing like a simple video like this. So yeah, if you're doing something like, of course, when you do it on your own, make sure you guys make a document page 19 by 1080, 200 resolution, and you're good to go. And of course, rulers, by the way, Control R to bring them up, and then just put it in the middle just like so. It'll snap. Just drag this down, and it should snap just like this. There you go. And then this is where you're going to have to also how you save it. I'm just going to show you how to save it right now just so I don't forget. But let's say you're done with the entire overlay, right? You want to make sure you hide your background layer. This has got to unlock. Make sure you hide your background layer. You're going to have your overlay probably like in a group or just in a different, different layers and whatnot. You're going to have it in the background layer, or you're going to hide your background layer. Then you got to go to File. Depending if you have Photoshop CC, I believe it's Edit, like something else. Like I forgot what it would be called. Edit Presets maybe. I don't know, something in like Photoshop CC. That way you can also save it as web. If you're in Photoshop CC, I'm in Photoshop CS6 right now, so I'm just telling you what. Anyway, save for web, and of course, all you want to do is change this preset to PNG24, and then make sure this is PNG24, and you're going to make sure that this is transparent, everything's fine, everything's good, and then when you save it, the overlay will automatically be wherever you placed it. So of course it'll be default wherever you placed it. So if you have it on the top, which is not really what we're gonna be doing in this video, it's gonna probably be like on the right over here somewhere. It'll automatically be their default, and then you're basically good to go. You can size it up for whatever you want to size it up for. Your camera size and all that stuff will probably be like, I guess, I don't know, it depends. Of course, every people will have different camera sizes and HD quality, whatever. But yeah, that's how you guys save it, all that cool stuff. Make sure you just hide the background layer so it's transparent. All right. Cool. Now that's done. Boom. Alright, cool. There we go. So, like I said, I'm just going to be in this dimension for the video, and let's get started right now. So, let's go ahead and put this here, put that there. Oh, by the way, this is what it looks like in different colors. It looks pretty badass. It's just a very simple design. It looks really cool. You can do whatever you want. I really do much with the inside colors. I can put like some cool brush stocks, pattern stocks, whatever. I can do a lot of cool things with this, so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. It looks pretty badass. So, alright, let's bring this in. Alright, so, the way I start this is the pen tool. The P on your keyboard, press P on your keyboard, and you go ahead and have the pen tool ready up. And pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple rectangle here. And I'm going to make a rectangle with the kind of, like, I'm starting with this right here first, right? I'm going to make a rectangle just like so. And we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. So, we're going to make a new layer. On this new layer, we will go ahead and just call this box, sure. And we're just gonna, I have rulers here, so make sure you guys use rulers. I'm gonna start where the middle is, that way I can make a duplicate of it. I'm gonna flip it, and then and I'm gonna flip it, basically mirror it, and then I'll basically have a nice, simple long, box here. So click somewhere in the middle, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna hold shift, by the way. Holding shift will allow you to make straight lines with the pen tool. And I'm going to go ahead and just do something like that. Just make it go down this way. You can make it go down that way. You can make it do something like that, but that looks really ugly. I'm just saying you can do whatever the heck you guys want. But for the tutorial purposes, I'm just going to be doing the same thing I did before, just like this. And go ahead and hold shift and then connect it. So once you have this one side of the box, right, all selected, all that cool stuff, you did whatever you guys want to do with the pen tool. On this new layer here, you're going to right click, fill path, drop down, use color. You can use the color, whatever color you're going to want to use, but I'm going to use a default, I'm going to use a custom color here. So I'm going to go to color picker, and I'm just going to go ahead and go to a nice black, right? Just like that. Just press OK. And here we go. And I'm going to hold Alt now. Make sure I have my movement tool here. So I'm pressing V on my keyboard for the default shortcut for the movement tool right here. And pretty much I'm going to hold Alt and Shift. And that way I can duplicate it with holding Alt, and then what Shift does, it allows me to move it only right. So it's perfectly, you see how I'm not holding Shift right now. You see if I try to move it right, I gotta like kind of fix myself. But if I'm holding Shift, I'm holding Shift now, it's no longer, you know, messing up. It's perfectly perfect, and it's all that cool stuff. And it keeps your same exact, it's on the same exact x-axis. So Control T to free transform, right click, flip horizontal. And there we go. Now we have it mirrored. And then basically, since I know I started on this line here, which is halfway, if I just connect this, this will now be the same exact point. There we go. Now it's going to be the same exact length all the way through, and it's going to look really nice and cool. So with that being said, though, if you don't like the size, it's not that big of a problem. What you can do is, of course, I'm going to duplicate this layer really quick. Bring it back halfway. If it's too long for you or whatever, you can go ahead and just duplicate, or just, excuse me, I didn't mean to say duplicate. You can use like the rectangle marquee tool, right? You can just click and drag like I just did. Delete it a little bit, move it back inward, and I do the same thing as before. So Alt, Shift, drag it over, Control T, right click, flip horizontal, and there we go. Oops, I forgot to put it on the line here. Make sure you put it on the line. Boom, there we go. So I didn't like the length too much. Now I like the length, and it's pretty good. So with this being said, we're going to hold Control, click on both of these two little layers right here, hold Control G, or click Control G to make a duplicate, or excuse me, to make a group. And we're going to make this call, just going to call that box now, right? And what this is right here is basically this little thing right here without all the crazy stuff on it. So now with this, we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to apply the these little extended little cool little things here. I don't know what I want to call them. You can call them wings. You can call them whatever. Extenders. I don't know. There's no freaking term for it. I'm just going to do something and make it look cool, right? So make a new layer. And we're gonna put this layer below the box here, and we're just gonna call this wings. Like I said, I have no name for it, but whatever. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just click somewhere along. Like I'm just gonna click on this line right here. Right. This is the halfway point going. What is this? Vertical? Right? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And now we're gonna go ahead, and I don't have to make this perfect like this. I can make this perfect being the same exact like diagonal line as this little cut that I did here. But if you don't want to do that, I don't really want to. I kind of want to make it look, very, nice and just, I don't know, nice little, really cool angle for me. And I'm going to click somewhere on the halfway point, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and I can either just hold shift and make it on the halfway point all the way. And then go ahead and connect it. And I can go ahead now and right click, go to fill path, drop down, use color. I'm going to use this cool green, press OK. Delete the path, and there we go. Now we have this little thing on this left side, and what I can do now, like I said before, hold Alt and Shift, move it over, and then Control T to free transform, and then right click, flip horizontal, and we're gonna make sure we put this right at the end, so it's the same exact thing. There we go, same exact orientation, same exact whatever. It's basically a perfect mirror, and there we go. So now we got this part going on here, and of course, this is a little more thicker than this one. It's kind of like skinnier. I kind of want it to look like that. I don't really like how thick it came out going upwards, right? So to fix that, just go ahead and Control Alt Z, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the pen tool. I'm gonna hold Control, highlight the point, and then we're gonna go ahead and make it a little more skinnier, but just by dragging it down, right? Now I'm gonna right click, fill the path, use the same color, and then Alt and Shift, there we go, and then Control T, flip horizontal, boom. Now I like how that looks. So yeah, if you run into any problems, you just go ahead and go back and fix it and see what you guys like. And like I said, we're going to group that together with Control G. Make that called wings. We'll actually call this wings top, because we're going to make some wings on the bottom now. So make another new layer below everything, below your box, below your wings. And we're going to go ahead and use the pen tool again. And we're going to go ahead and zoom into a certain point. We're going to have to click like, I don't know, like here-ish. I don't know. We can click somewhere like right there. Make it go pretty like very odd angle here, and we're gonna go just like this, Go over here as well. And just like that, make sure it's halfway, and it's looking good right there. Alright, so on this new layer, I just did another little wing thing on the bottom here. And then fill path, use the color. And we're going to go ahead and hold Shift, Control T, flip horizontal. Boom, there we go. Now I have a perfect mirror going, you know, it looks pretty nice. I really do like how this looks. I don't know why it's black right here. It's like I'm missing it by one little pixel. It's very odd. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to actually move this once that way, move that once that way. And I'm going to go ahead and move these once to the left, once to the right. There we go. I don't know why it looks like that, but yeah, there we go. It looks nice now. So, sweet. Now, that's we have these two little things here without the, you know, any lighting effects on it. We can do this one right here now as well. And basically for that, all I did was, I'm going to make sure I make this called Wings Bottom. There we go. Make another new layer on below everything. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do like this, right? I don't know. Make it go like that. I'm holding Shift to make this straight line. And we're just going to connect it there. I mean, I could make sure I can make it perfect here so it's line. Oh, that's actually really close. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Sweet. And I'm going to move this up just a little bit. I want the perfect spacing between this. Or not perfect, just like, you know, similar so it's not crazy noticeable. That's not bad. I'll move this up that way. Just like that. Alright, sweet. I do like how that looks. Sweet. So, right click, fill path. I'm going to use white on offset white, actually. So just something like this. E3, E3, E3 is a pretty nice little offset white. Press OK. And we're just going to do the same exact thing. Alt Shift, Control T, flip horizontal, and then make sure it's perfectly on this line. That way we know it's perfectly mirrored. There we go. Sweet. Now we have a little bottom portion now. So what I want to do right now, and we're just going to call this side extenders. Sure. Yeah, that'll do. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to actually click on this box really quick. So we're going to put some very simple little lighting, little tricks, or just some little simple little, I don't know, just something that looks cool, right? All right, so I'm going to make a new layer. Above the box here, I'm actually going to clipping mask this layer into the box. That way, whatever I put in this layer will only be shown within this little box area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rectangle marquee tool. So it's pressing M on your keyboard for the quick shortcut, or just clicking over here, rectangle marquee tool. And we're just going to go ahead and just guess where halfway is. I don't know, something around here, right? Guess where halfway is between the box. And I'm going to go ahead and right click, fill this in with the color white. Drop down color white, press OK. Deselect or Control D. And now we have this little white box here within this layer only. If I had it unclipping masked, it'd be outside the layer. So that's why we have it clipping masked, right? And we're gonna put this new layer on overlay, and we're gonna go ahead and just lower the opacity down just enough. I don't know, like to 20. I don't know, 25, 26 looks pretty good. Just enough for it to just like give this little, like, I guess like a kind of like a bevel look to it. Of course, you just know it's two-tone colors, but to the eye, it just looks like it's kind of like, I don't know, like it's really cool, sleek, like bevel. It looks really nice. I do like how this comes out. And now I'm going to do this to like just certain things. I want to do it to the wing's top probably. I did do it on this one right here as well. I don't know if you can tell that easily, but right here is a different color. And it's just like simple little details, but you know, that's kind of like if you put small little details like that in, it just makes it look a lot better. I don't know, in my opinion. It's not too crazy. It's nothing like, you know, not putting crazy high profile on it. Just something like this, right? Just like that. And where's my rulers at? Make sure this is at halfway point. Make sure that's on the halfway point. And right click, fill, drop down, use white. There we go. Now we have this white here. And now I'm going to do is actually going to go ahead and duplicate this right now. Control T, free transform, flip it horizontal. And if you guys don't want to guess either, you can just keep it on Control T and then just have this line up with this little red line here. That's another way to make sure that you're perfectly in the middle and perfectly mirrored. And just like so, make sure I duplicate these two layers together with Control E. And this way, put this on overlay, we get a very nice looking design, just like so. Lower the opacity a bit. And I have a nice two-tone color on the top, which looks pretty badass. Alright, sweet. And actually, one more thing. I'm going to put on the side extenders another layer, clipping mask it. Use the M Marquee tool. And I'm going to try to make sure I get this perfect like that. I'm putting this on this line right here. I think it's one more pixel down, right? Yep, it is. And pretty much, I'm going to right-click, make it white. And I'm going to tell you why we made this offset white. Since I put this on a pure white color, it will go ahead and, of course, show the different tones of white. And I can go ahead and just lower the opacity down a bit, and it gives you that very sleek little bevel look again while having just 2 colors, right? It's just this offset white here, and it's a pure white right there, and it looks really nice. I do like how that looks as well. Sweet. So I like how this is coming out. It's coming out really, really nicely. Entire thing is not in the middle, though. It's kind of bugging me. I'm going to move this down now. There we go. All right, sweet. Boom. All right, so if we have this, you can see this here. We have the same exact thing going on here. I can actually do this for you guys right now, but I'm actually going to wait for a second. This little, like, cool little inner shadow thing. To do this little shield thing is very simple. You probably already see how you do it since we just basically went through the entire thing here. You can probably get the drift of how to do it, right? So I'm going to make a new layer above everything really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and just call this little shield. Now, I have my logo in the middle of it. You can have text. You can have whatever you guys want. You can do whatever the heck you guys want ever, right? In, like, design. And you can just make it do whatever you guys want. I don't know how to say it besides just repeating myself. But I know my logo is pretty small, right? I'm just going to put a nice little small logo in the middle. So I know I have to make my shield just a nice size, you know? I don't have to make it crazy. I don't have to make it, like, whatever. Kind of want to make sure I fix this. Kind of bothering me. There we go. So yeah, with that being said though, like I said, just for example, if you want like your name in, maybe you want the shield to be like this big, right? So your name fits in this like the white shield box, right? Perfectly across, right? But for me, I'm not going to do that much, you know, I don't need that much space. I'm going to put it like somewhere like that and do something like that, right? We'll make this go a little bit farther down. There we go. Make this go a little bit more up. And then we're going to connect them. And this is what we're going to get, right? We're going to get this nice little simple little shield kind of triangle thing going on here. Right click it, fill it in with a offset white, just like so. E3 can be fine. Press OK. And then we're going to go ahead and flip this horizontal. So hold the Alt, hold Shift, drag it, Control T to free transform. Right click, flip horizontal, and make sure this snaps just like that right on this so that it is perfectly mirrored. And there we go. We got the little shield thing going on here. And I'm actually going to duplicate these two, or excuse me, merge these two with Control E. And we're going to actually make a new layer above this one and put this on clipping mask. And we're going to go ahead and do the little simple thing that we did for this one as well. Since it is offset white, I can just make this box here. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why this is a group. There we go. And something like this, right click, fill it in with a purified white, press OK. And now we have the same exact effect that we got going on through the entire thing on the shield little part as well. It looks pretty badass, right? It's just very simple detail that makes it look really nice. So drag in my logo really quick, and we can go ahead and unclip mask our logo. We don't need that clipping mask. Or if you're typing your name in, this is where you put your name. Something like this. Now I'm also going to show you guys something pretty cool as well. Now if you just want your logo just like that, if you wanted a color, you can use it. You can just, of course, if you're just using a color overlay, you can make it the same color. I just didn't like how it looked with it being in black. I don't like how that looks with this. I don't know. I'm just weird. Also, this is not perfect on the line. I'll fix that in a second. But green on white just does not look good. If it maybe had like red on white, it would look better or whatever. Like that would look good if everything was red. But let's say if I don't want any color on it at all, really quickly, let me fix that. There we go. Really quickly, if you guys didn't want any color at all, what I want to do, I'm gonna lower my fill all the way to 0. That way, whatever's on the layer is not shown. It's, you know, my little logo is not shown anymore. The fill is at 0. If I just double click on this, let me just change this name to logo really quick. If I just double click on this little logo right here, right, and I put inner shadow on, this will give me this little simple little thing. Let's say I didn't want any color. I like the way this looks, right? Give me a little inner shadow, and it looks freaking boss, right? My inner shadow settings for this, just for my occasion, would be 045, and my opacity is at 75. So probably depends on what you guys want, personal preference and stuff. But for me, that looked really badass, and I really wanted to keep it. So it's looking really, really nice and clean so far. So yeah, right now, what you basically do is finish it off with a little box here. Oh, I want to do this as well, right? I'll show you guys how to do that. So on the box right here, I'm going to make another new layer right below or above. We'll put it above, and we're going to call this number 5, I think, right? All right, sweet. So this is our little 5th little adjustment here on the box, which is this little black part here. And I'm going to use my pen tool again, and we're going to make sure we click on the side of this, make sure we click in the middle of this, hold shift, and click that right there, and make sure this is perfectly in the line. Using the pen tool, I just held control, highlighted the point. I'm going to move it down my arrow keys, just like that. And now I can just make this any color. Really doesn't matter at all what color you make this, because what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate it really quickly, and make sure you mirror it, right? Alt Shift, Control T, flip horizontal, And then make sure it's on the line. Perfect mirror. Perfect, right? All right, sweet. There we go. This is a little white box right here. We're going to do the same exact thing as we did with the logo. Lower the fill all the way down to 0 so they can show on the path. But size layer effects are only showed on the path now since the fill is gone. If you load your opacity, you won't be able to see anything. If you load your fill, you'll still be able to see the layer styles, right? So, inner shadow here. I'm going to drag, take off use global light. I'm going to put this to -90, which is obviously going downward to up. So we have the black going upwards. Looks really nice. Lower the distance a bit. Choke size can all be rearranged. That looks pretty good. Lower the opacity down a little bit. 50% looks pretty good to me. And if I zoom out really quickly, it looks really nice. I freaking love how this is coming out so far. I'm very happy. And so now as for the box part, so basically we're done with the entire box. So you can do whatever the heck you guys want with the like overlay bottom part. Group it all together with Control G, right? Shift click on everything. If you don't know how I just did that, all I did was click on the first layer, held Shift, clicked on the last layer. It basically selected everything in between the two clicks. Control G to group it together, and we can just call this overlay box. Now, to do the webcam part, it's not really personal preference. I'm just gonna say that it depends on what your settings are with your camera. Like, of course, everyone has a different size camera when they put it on like a video or if they have a live stream. Everyone has a different size camera. It just depends. If you want to, if you're on a full screen, if you're watching a stream in full screen, or if you're watching your own stream in full screen, you probably got this offline or something. If you just want to like print screen or just basically take a cap of the entire screen, put it into your 19 by 1080p resolution here. Make sure it's perfectly from this way to this way, right? It's perfectly I guess like the entire thing is covered, the entire document's covered, and you want to like use the rectangle marquee tool or the rectangle tool. And let's say your picture is over here, right, where your webcam is. Let's say you just basically mask it, right? Let's say if your webcam is like this big, or if it's like this big, that can work. You can measure it that way, and it's going to be just a little bit off maybe, but it'll be just enough that you can rearrange your size camera without like making it look very odd or weird, right? So that's something you can do. Otherwise, you just got to like wing it and guess it, really, which is probably not the best thing to do, but I'm just being honest here. That's what I honestly do, and it just works out, so like whatever, right? If you just think, though, a good camera size doesn't need to be, crazy big. Like right here, this size is right here is like really good. So I'm gonna make sure. Actually, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make a quick like how would you call it? Like a fake rectangle really quick. So I'm not gonna use a rectangle tool just yet, right? I'm gonna be on a new layer. I'm gonna use a rectangle marquee tool really quickly, and we're gonna be using this tool for the final thing. But just for now, I kind of want to like see where I want, right? I kind of want the it to be like maybe like that big, right? That looks pretty good size. So I'm gonna just put this to halfway and make sure it's on this little line here. I'm gonna make sure it's like on the top bar of the of the little box here, just like that. There we go. And now this is basically half the size, right? Quickly, just fill it in with any color. Doesn't really matter. A color I can see, please, would work. Red doesn't matter, right? It's just like our fake box. We're just making sure we know what the size is gonna be for this. Just like that, right? Here we go. Put this on the bottom of the overlay just for now. And this is the size I kind of want to have, right? It's perfectly, the reason why I did that is I want to make sure it's perfectly mirrored, and I'm not guessing on each side when I do the rectangle tool. So now what I can do now is I can make, it doesn't really have to, actually, yeah, make a new layer. Go to your rectangle tool now, and we can go ahead and click and drag just like so, and make sure it's perfect as you can. But now we don't have to guess where, each side is. And there we go. Now we have that. We're going to make sure that your fill is off. When you're using a rectangle tool, it's basically like the same thing as using like Illustrator pathing and stuff like that. You have a fill and a stroke. Make sure your stroke is, turned on, which is going to have a color on it. You can just click a color, be black, right? Fill, take that off. That way there's nothing filled in between or, inside the selection of the rectangle, but it's just a simple stroke. That's the only thing that's on. That's the only thing we want. Put the stroke size to 1 point. You can press enter. And then what you can do now is rasterize a layer. And we can do now as well is change the color of this box to the same color as this, right? Rasterize this layer again. That way the color changes and it stays the same. Clippy mask on it. Make a new layer and put a clip mask on it. And we can just go ahead and put a simple little thing here going right across, right? Just some like a little diagonal little line here. Go all the way around with the pen tool. Right click, fill the path with a white. I don't have to use color. I can just press white. Press OK. Delete the path. Make it overlay, and then lower the opacity down. Looks nice, right? And then to add that little extra oomph to it, I don't know why I said that. I was like thinking, do I want to say this? I did anyway, so forget it. we're going to go ahead, right, use the pen tool again, and we're just going to click somewhere along this area. Make sure I'm clicking on like the line, the top line here. Click it along right there. Click on the bottom over here. Let's just say we're going to go up through the little, basically the, we're just hiding this line right here. We're just hiding this line. We're going through the overlay box, just like so, the camera box, excuse me. And we're just going to add a little something just like that. Fill the path in with the same color as this green here, or whatever color you guys are using, right? Delete the path, and we can go ahead and hold Alt-Shift, drag it over, Control-T, flip it horizontal, and then make sure that this is perfect on that side. And there you guys freaking go. We have a sweet looking camera overlay box for webcams and stuff like that. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. A little bit on the long side, but you know, it's whatever. I think I did a pretty good explanation. I think I really like this came out, right? So let's just say you did it in a different dimension. Drag it in. It's probably going to be a lot different. So just making sure you guys heads up, you know. If I drag this entire thing in here, right? And now this is a pretty small camera box. I wasn't thinking of it. But of course, if you're doing it, when you're doing it, excuse me, in this dimension, which I really advise you to do, don't do what I did. I just did this for demonstration purposes. Nice small little box here for demonstration, right? When you're doing in this box, make sure you, like, you know, take account of how small your box is or how big it is. Just so you guys know, this is a very skinny box, but it was just for demonstration purposes. But right, to, like I said before, how to save it. I said in the beginning, I'll just say it again. Hide your background layer. You know, you have this simple transparency background now. You can go to File, Save for Web, and PNG24, and it'll be transparent just like this. You can press Save. You can save it to your desktop, and you can go ahead and paste this. And of course, I think your camera's gonna go below the overlay. That way, it's not showing above or anything like that. So yeah, there we go, guys. I really freaking hope you guys enjoyed. And just in case you guys don't know how I quickly change my color, I use the hue and saturation, and I put it above everything. That's how I quickly change my color. So yeah, all right. Sweet. I'm very excited for this one. I hope you guys really enjoy it. And we're actually at 49,000 subscribers as of today, I think, or either tomorrow you guys watching this. So thank you guys so much for that, for one. And just overall, the support lately has been great. I've been trying my hardest to just bring out really great content videos, and I really hope this one is just as successful as all the other ones. I really, really, truly appreciate it, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy your day. Hopefully you guys enjoy whatever the hell is school. I probably don't enjoy school, but if you do, I actually enjoy school. It just gives me something to do, you know? But besides that, I really hope you guys enjoy your semester or whatever. You'll see me next week. I'll tell you guys later. Seso you out, and peace.